estimate. And what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/ABC to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/ABC and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
New hope for organ transplant patients. The first human to receive a pig kidney is home just weeks after surgery.
The transplantation of a pig's kidney went well until Richard Sleeman's body began to reject it. Surgeon Leo Riella had seen this before.
We started treatment right away, and he completely reversed, and his kidney function went back in track.
A week after the surgery, Sleeman has gone home with a kidney that was genetically modified to take out some of the swine DNA and to add human DNA. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Results of a new study indicate global cancer rates will rise significantly in the next 25 years.
The American Cancer Society estimating that in 2050, 15 million more people will be diagnosed with cancer than were newly diagnosed in 2022, reaching 35 million people dealing with the disease as compared to 20 million 2 years ago. Researchers say aging and the growth in population are behind the expected increase, but they say many of these cases could be prevented with vaccines and healthier lifestyles, particularly smoking cessation, as lung cancer is the most commonly diagnosed form of cancer worldwide. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
A Massachusetts council approving Governor Maura Healey's plan to pardon people convicted of misdemeanor marijuana. Those charges, going back decades, will affect tens of thousands. The pardons take effect immediately, but officials say it will take some time to update state criminal records. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
This is the Newsradio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff in the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening on this Thursday, April 4th. A fourth person has now been arrested in the case of last week's home invasion incident in Sequim. In that report, 3 masked men held residents at gunpoint demanding payment for a previous drug deal. Those 3 suspects were arrested that Thursday morning as they tried to leave the property. On Wednesday this week, we learned from the Clallam County Sheriff's Office that their investigators, with the assistance of OpNet, arrested a man they believed was the ringleader in that attempted robbery. Detectives learned that 37-year-old Corey Blake of Port Hadlock directed the 3 suspects to commit the robbery on his behalf to satisfy an unpaid debt. Criminal charges were filed in Clallam County Superior Court, and an arrest warrant was issued to arrest Blake. On Tuesday, OpNet and Clallam County deputies located Blake at an apartment in Kent. With the assistance of Kent Police Department, Blake was arrested and booked into the Clallam County Jail for first-degree burglary, first-degree robbery. Both charges included 2 firearm enhancements. Peninsula College a step closer to starting a dental hygiene program at its Port Angeles campus. Washington Senator Patty Murray has secured $1.9 million in federal funding to go toward establishing the program. Peninsula College President Susie Ames says that infusion is what the college needs now to move ahead.
And so this was the linchpin that now allows us to go through the arduous accreditation process. So we can submit our curriculum, we can say money's coming from Congress, and we're on our way. So we are shooting for fall of 2025.
The college has been trying to establish a dental hygienist program for the last couple of years. However, it's a tight window to get that accreditation.
We had to show that we'd secured the money to turn what is now an empty classroom to a dental clinic. So now we're able to fill out the application and submit it, which we hope to do in a matter of weeks, and then actually start the construction of the dental clinic. And then the accreditors will come and do a site visit once the lab is built and the equipment's installed. but they only meet twice a year. So there is this window in April to submit the application, and that is the window in order to start the program in fall of 2025.
AIM says there's a need locally for this program. Local dentists say they have openings to hire hygienists. The nearest program is at Pierce College. The Makah tribe at Neah Bay will get another infusion of federal money to support an ocean data and mapping program there. Another $289,000 now coming to the tribe, bringing a total to $500,000 for the project. The Makah plans to execute regional ocean planning initiatives by increasing its mapping capabilities and allowing an ocean mapping specialist to continue providing data and mapping support. Ultimately, the tribe hopes to use the initiative to better protect its coastal areas and culture in the face of climate change. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration announced about $754,000 in this latest round of funding to support 3 federally recognized tribes' participation in regional ocean partnerships as part of President Biden's Investing in America agenda. The funds will support activities on both the east and west coasts to manage ocean and coastal resources. More news after this.
For some people, their cars are their most prized possessions. Show you care with a gift certificate for high-quality Shell gas and car washes from First Race Car Wash. Gift certificates start at $5 and are great as a thank you, a congratulations, and fit great in birthday cards, too. First Race Car Wash on the corner of First and Race, Port Angeles. You're a winner every time when you've got that First Race shine.
Do you want to build strength, improve your endurance, lose fat, and gain muscle? TFW Training for Warriors will deliver the results. In a fun, friendly, supportive team atmosphere, TFW combines effective training and motivational coaching. If you like to work out on your own, TFW offers open gym hours. Show up, and we'll do the rest to bring out your warrior within. Located between Sunny Farms and Clear Creek RV on Highway 101. For more information, go to tfwsquim.com.
In other news, the city of Port Angeles will host a special ribbon-cutting ceremony at the newly improved volunteer field on Friday. The facility at the corner of West 18th and South L Streets has been updated with new synthetic turf on the infield, providing a durable and weather-resistant playing surface for youth baseball and should help to minimize the number of rainouts. Now, the ceremony Friday will take place in between the Port Angeles junior varsity and varsity baseball games versus Clajoya. As part of the events, Eric Floodstrom, a community partner whose support was instrumental in the project, will have the honor of throwing the first pitch to his son, Luke Floodstrom, catcher for the varsity team for PA. The JV game starts at 10 in the morning. The ribbon cutting is scheduled from about noon to 12:30. The whole project received $180,000 in donated funds, labor, and equipment. Additional funding came from $50,000 out of the city's real estate excise tax money, $60,000 from city lodging taxes, $60,000 from Clallam County lodging taxes, and a $350,000 youth athletic facilities grant from the Washington Recreation and Conservation Office. Total cost of the project was about $700,000. State lawmakers on both sides of the party aisle are applauding the supplemental capital budget that now has been signed into law in Olympia. Dan Frizzell has more.
The new supplemental capital budget adds more than $1 billion to the spending plan approved last year. That translates into construction and renovation projects in every Washington county, along with thousands of new family wage jobs. That's one reason the capital budget usually gets the full support of Democrats and Republicans in both chambers of the legislature, and this year was no exception. Representative Steve Theringer is longtime chair of the House Capital Budget Committee.
Almost 8 million people live in the state of Washington, and it is our job to address their needs with the dollars we have available. And I think our budget team, in a very bipartisan way, did a good job of addressing those needs. This is a robust supplemental capital budget. It's $1.3 billion in funds for school construction, affordable housing, our state parks, and many needed community projects.
Theringer, a Democrat from Port Townsend on the Olympic Peninsula, added that this year's supplemental capital budget invests almost $100 million in behavioral health care, including efforts to address the state's growing opioid and fentanyl problems. In Olympia, Dan Frizzell.
Well, after 4 decades of public service, State Senator Mike Padden calling it a career. Tracy Ellis tells us more.
The Spokane Valley Republican will not seek re-election to the Senate.
It's been a real honor to represent the people of the 4th District because we've been pretty compatible. I'm able to represent their views, and fortunately, they're pretty close to the same as my views, so that has worked out well.
Patton has been an outspoken opponent of efforts to expand access to abortions.
When the Republicans control the Senate, we were able to move legislation such as parental notification. It seems strange that parents have to give their okay for a kid to get an aspirin at school, but somebody could be whisked away and have an abortion without the parents knowing.
As the longtime Republican leader on the Senate Law and Justice Committee, much of his policy work has concerned public safety. Over the last 40-plus years, Patton has served in the state Senate and House of Representatives as a district court judge and on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. In Olympia, I'm Tracy Ellis.
Ex-Tacoma police officer Christopher Burbank, who was cleared of wrongdoing in the death of Manuel Ellis, has resigned from the Thurston County Sheriff's Office just 2 days after he was hired. Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders announced Burbank's resignation just 48 hours after announcing that he'd been hired. Sanders says the decision came from community feedback and alleged death threats to Burbank's family. Burbank's attorney says he will not be pursuing a career in law enforcement ever again. A jury in December last year found 3 police officers charged in the death of Manuel Ellis, a Tacoma, Washington man who was beaten, shocked, and hogtied face down on the sidewalk, not guilty of all charges in the case. Seattle Public Utilities revealing the cause of the latest false alarm of the Tolt River Dam's emergency system. According to the utilities, the unplanned siren March 27th was accidentally triggered during remote work on the system. The siren caused many residents in nearby Carnation to evacuate. Residents thought they were preparing for a dam failure that would cause catastrophic damage to their community. The Tolt River Dam holds back about 58,000 acre-feet of water, which provides as much as 40% of the city of Seattle's drinking water. A second siren signaling the all-clear was sounded about 20 minutes later on March 27th. SPU owns the Tolt River Dam, says an employee of one of its vendors, Federal Signal, failed to follow procedures by not turning off siren communications while performing the planned work. SPU said it has increased daily inspections at the dam since that incident. This is Newsradio KONP.
Losing a loved one is overwhelming. Your mind and your heart shut down. That's where Drennan & Ford Funeral Home and Crematory comes in. They took the burden off my family's shoulders and guided us through everything we needed to do. No pushy sales tactics or unanswered questions. They just held our hands and took care of everything we asked. That's why I will always recommend Drennan & Ford for end-of-life decisions. They handle the hurt like no one else can. Call 360-457-1210.
When shopping for building supplies, lumber, home goods, or hardware items, are you traveling to one of those big box stores? When you wander those big box store aisles, how's that customer service? Absent? Possibly lacking in knowledge?
I don't know.
At Angelus Millwork and Hartnagel's, we have 2 convenient Port Angeles locations, and each one is far from the big box store experience.
Yay!
Since our stores are employee-owned, each one of us has a vested interest in how we serve and treat our customers. You won't find us hiding in the back aisle or turning the other way when you make eye contact for help.
They can't see me if I can't see them.
We're excited to share our day with you while making sure we set the bar high for what true customer service is all about. So if you're looking for a hometown building supply store that treats their customers like next-door neighbors, has deep knowledge on building products while continually supporting the local community, then avoid those trips out of town and come see us today. Angelus Millwork and Hartnagel Building Supply. Building homes, building community since 1906.
If you want to see an animal that's right up close to you, Olympic Game Farm is the place. You'll find this ain't no zoo. See the bears that are actors and buffalo as big as tractors at the Olympic Game Farm in the Squim.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. Cloudy skies expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 52. Winds out the west 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight. Slight chance for isolated rain showers. Lows dip down to about 41. Daytime highs approaching 55 tomorrow. Mainly sunny skies. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, 48.
From ABC Sports,
This is Rich Cantu. For the first time wearing Dodger blue, Shohei Ohtani went yard last night.
The pitch swung on and drilled. Deep right field. There it is. The first home run as a Los Angeles Dodger for Shohei Ohtani.
As heard on AM 570 LA Sports, Ohtani had 2 hits in the Dodgers' 5-4 win over the Giants. Blue Jays at the Astros, a 4-hit night for Yordan Alvarez. 2 of them left the park.
4th appearance of the year for Mesa, and Alvarez punishes one deep to right center field. Back goes Kiermaier at the wall, looking up. See you later!
His second on KBME, the Astros shut out Toronto 8-0. The Nationals tagged the Pirates with their first loss of the season, 5-3. The Cubs over the Rockies 9-8, and after a nearly 4-hour rain delay, the Reds down the Phillies 4-1. The Celtics' domination of the NBA continues. They clinched league best record with a 135-100 drubbing of the Thunder, win number 60 for Boston. Jason Tatum told ESPN's Katie George after the game that the focus remains on hanging banner number 17.
All the while, we want to hang a banner. We can't skip steps. And, winning 60-plus games and clinching the best record in the league, it's a big deal. But, you're going to have to win some games on the road regardless in the playoffs to do what you want to do.
Devin Booker had 40 points in the Suns' 122-101 beatdown of the Cavs. The T-Wolves sent the Raptors back to extinction, winning 133-85. And the Hawks clinched the final East play-in spot, defeating the Pistons 121-113 despite a career-high 50 points from Malachi Flynn. NHL Devils at the Rangers. Tempers boiled over as soon as the puck dropped. A 5-on-5 brawl after which 8 players were ejected. The Rangers won 4-3. This is Rich Cantu, ABC Sports.
Since 1955, our community has enjoyed Pepsi products right from our local bottler, Peninsula Bottling. And for decades, this product has been a part of each generation in some way. From memorable jingles to hilarious commercials and big celebrity endorsements, Pepsi was and is still part of your generation.
Pepsi belongs to your generation. Why else would Pepsi try so hard to be where you are? Everywhere.
Peninsula Bottling, your local Pepsi distributor.
Voted the Peninsula's #1 live band, Classic Hits, Black Diamond Junction. Experience those memorable songs. Easy to dance to and easy on the ears. Black Diamond Junction is back.
Catch BDJ this Friday night, 7 to 10 at the Port Angeles Eagles Club. $8 for members, $10 for guests.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Boeing has made its first apology payment to Alaska Air. Boeing has written a check for $160 million as initial compensation for the airline's lost profits after that blown door panel during a January flight. Well, with Boeing taking longer to build its 737 MAX planes, airlines are opting to lease older versions, but the rent isn't cheap. Ishka Global says its research has found a 3-year-old 737 MAX 9 now commands a higher monthly rent than before the pandemic. Bigger airlines are winning the competition and paying a premium. Ford is making some changes to its electric vehicle plans. Instead of rolling out a new electric pickup and SUV next year, the company says it will now delay the rollout for another 2 years as interest in EVs wanes. Stocks have turned lower, down between 0.75% and 1% after oil rose on geopolitical worries and after the Minneapolis Fed's Neil Kashkari said there is the possibility interest rates will not be cut this year. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Get a check on the traffic and roads next, brought to you by Leets Farm Supply and by McCrory Carpet One.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for build strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models, powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real. Easy on the farm, the ranch, or even around the house. Bad Boy tractors deliver on power and durability all day, every day.
Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment Sales is your Bad Boy tractor dealer in Sequim.
Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude.
At McCrory Carpet One, they know how important it is to feel confident in your flooring selection. You want to know it's going to look exactly the way you want it once it's installed in your home. That's why they offer their one-of-a-kind guarantee, making sure you're 100% happy that the floor you've created together is as beautiful as the one in your dreams. If not, they'll replace it for free. That's what they call the Beautiful Guarantee. Peace of mind is yours with every installation. Always priced right, always done right. McCrory Carpet One.
News Radio KONP. Traffic and roads.
All right, so some volume to deal with out there right now. It's typical noontime slowdowns in the greater downtown Port Angeles area. A little bit of a slowdown as you're heading inbound on the Morse Creek corners, but that doesn't last terribly long. Everything else clear between on 101 between Port Angeles and Squim at this point. Squim is not showing any problems as well. Just a little bit of volume on Washington Street there. Hood Canal Bridge at last check was open for traffic, so no problems there, and no issues to report on the ferries into Seattle. Heading out west, 112, 101, both clear sailing at this point out to Forks and Nia Bay. So not too bad out there for this noon hour. Right now we are cloudy across the North Peninsula, and it is currently 48 degrees in Port Townsend. It's 50 degrees out at Forks. It's 49 in Squim, 48 in Port Angeles at last check.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Walking is one of the best exercises you can do for your overall health. Plus, it costs nothing, doesn't require a lot of skill or effort, just a little bit of your time. Now, for a while now, we've known that walking is associated with a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. But now a new study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine adds to that. Researchers in Iran, looking at data on adults in the United States, UK, and Japan, found that the faster people walked, the more they reduced their risk of type 2 diabetes. In response to the study, the chief scientific and medical officer from the American Diabetes Association said, "One can imagine that more vigorous exercise could result in being more physically fit, reducing body weight, and therefore insulin resistance, thus lowering the risk of diabetes." Lace up. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning. Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart, and this is One Moment in America. There were a group of Americans during the Civil War who came to be known as Copperheads. How did they get that name, and what did that stand for? I'll tell you their story after this important message.
Hey, Kelly, answer me a question. What's the greatest nation in the world?
That's easy. America.
Would you ever leave America?
No way. I love America. Jerry, why all the questions?
Well, because I'm concerned. America is changing so much, so fast. There's too much crime and disrespect, and most of us are doing nothing.
But we do have so many good people in America, right?
Yes, we do. But so many are doing nothing to save America.
Then what do we do?
Well, we must act. If not, the children, our future leaders, may never see our American greatness.
And what can you do to help? You can help us. God has shown us a way, and we are determined to do our part. Go now to www.jerrystewartusa.com and see our Saving America website. It's a place full of great stories and a site for all ages.
Do you love America? Want to save America? Go to www.jerrystewartusa.com to help us. During the Civil War, there was a group in the North who called for an end to the war, even if it caused the South to win and destroyed our nation. They were given the name Copperheads because they were like a copperhead snake that slithered around and bit without warning. They were so dangerous to our nation's war effort that Abraham Lincoln remarked, "This enemy behind us is more dangerous than the enemy before us." A group of Americans wanting to stop a war, even if it destroys our nation.
sounds a little too familiar. I'm Jerry Stewart, and that was One Moment in America.
For the Washington State News Network, I'm Rob Francis. 4th District State Senator Mike Patton will not run for re-election. Patton announced this week that 4 decades of public service is enough.
It's been a real honor to represent the people of the 4th District because we've been pretty compatible. I'm able to represent their views, and fortunately, they're pretty close to the same as my views, so that has worked out well.
Patton is a longtime member of the Senate Law and Justice Committee, with much of his policy work centered on public safety. Over the last 40-plus years, Patton has served in the state Senate and the House. He's been a district court judge and was a member of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. 32-year-old man was found dead inside a cell at the Sunnyside City Jail this week. Sunnyside police said they found the man just before 10 a.m., and he was unable to be revived. The department said the man was arrested and booked into the jail on March 29th after being cleared for a pre-existing medical issue. And a year-long internal investigation by the Washington State Patrol concluded a veteran sergeant committed serious violations in wrongly issuing citations to an innocent truck driver following a 2022 accident. Sergeant T.J. Johnson faced accusations of violating WSP conduct and ethics codes. Despite evidence including dash cam footage showing the trooper's vehicle caused the accident, Sergeant Johnson persisted in pressing charges against the driver. He was demoted but retired instead of facing further consequences. For more on these stories and others, download the WSNN mobile app. You can also visit our website, WashingtonStateNews.net.
Whether taking on large commercial landscapes or your own backyard, let STIHL help with your pursuit of the perfect cut. Introducing STIHL zero-turn mowers for homeowners and pros. With a wide range of features and options, like our advanced 4-wheel suspension system and 0% financing available, it's time to let the pursuit begin. Real STIHL. Find yours at STIHLUSA.com/zero-turn. Available at select dealers. Financing available on qualifying purchases and subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
I taught for 20 years, until I started forgetting my lectures.
Eventually, he had to quit. Getting his early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard, but it gave us time to take control of the situation, together.
I can't imagine going through this without him.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. A push by Ukraine to secure more weapons for the struggle against Russia.
Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says as NATO celebrates 75 years, his nation is under siege.
I don't want to spoil the party, but of course my message, the birthday party, but my main message today will be patriots, because saving Ukrainian lives, saving Ukrainian economy, saving Ukrainian cities depends on the availability of patriots and other air defense systems in Ukraine.
Kuleba adds he's grateful NATO has agreed to begin identifying air defense stocks that could be sent to his embattled country. On potential NATO membership, Ukraine's senior diplomat says it's up to allies themselves to decide on the form and content of the next steps. But, of course, he says, we believe that our country deserves to be a member. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Also at townhall.com, Muslim Americans continue to be angry with President Biden over the Israel-Hamas war. White House correspondent Greg Cluxton with that report.
The president's plans for an iftar dinner this week were scaled back when invited Muslim American leaders refused to attend. A meeting was scheduled instead to hear from the Arab community. One of the attendees was Dr. Thayer Ahmad, a Palestinian-American ER doctor. He told CNN that he walked out of the meeting with President Biden and Vice President Harris after telling them what he witnessed while treating hospital patients in Gaza. Greg Clugston, the White House.
President Biden has told Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu future U.S. support for the Gaza war depends on new steps to protect civilians and aid workers. The two spoke by phone today, days after Israeli airstrikes killed 7 food aid workers in Gaza. The Dow is down 393 points, the NASDAQ losing over 100. More at townhall.com.
Our government has engorged itself on borrowed money. Now we are over $30 trillion in debt. If this bubble finally implodes, many Americans will be left penniless and heartbroken. For example, what happens if state and federal pension funds go broke, or if 401ks and IRAs get cut in half due to hyperinflation? Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, news analyst, best-selling author, and evangelical leader to millions of people just like you. People who understand something big is coming. Now's the time to prepare with a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. Precious metals are among the most proven hedges you can make. And they're even better inside a tax advantage account. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached, so just text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you are blessed with continued prosperity.
The opposition in Myanmar has claimed a rare mass drone attack on the country's embattled Junta government in the heavily guarded capital.
This was a symbolic attack by the opposition on the Myanmar capital. There are no reports of significant damage, and the military says it was able to shoot down 7 of the drones. But the main airport in Naypyidaw had to be closed after one drone dropped a bomb close to a runway. The attack follows a series of defeats suffered by the military junta in recent months at the hands of opposition armed groups, which have taken control of large stretches of territory.
BBC correspondent Jonathan Head. Finland will extend the closure of its border crossing points with Russia beyond the current April 14th deadline. That's due to a high risk of organized migration orchestrated by Moscow. More than 1,300 migrants without proper identification entered the country late last year. Breaking news at townhall.com. An audit conducted by the Postal Service's Inspector General found significant problems at a new regional processing facility in Virginia, including damaged mail and a worker asleep at a forklift. It raises questions about the Postal Service's plans to modernize its processing network. A new list has the U.S. in the top spot.
The new Forbes list of the world's richest people shows nearly 2,800 billionaires worldwide. The U.S. has the most, at 813, a combined worth of nearly $6 trillion. Topping the list is French fashion mogul Bernard Arnault of Louis Vuitton fame. It's worth $233 billion. Coming in second is Elon Musk with $195 billion, followed by Jeff Bezos with $194 billion, and Mark Zuckerberg with $177 billion. Tasha Stevens reporting.
More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
This is the Newsradio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff in the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening on this Thursday, April 4th. A 4th person has now been arrested in the case of last week's home invasion incident in Sequim. In that report, 3 masked men held residents at gunpoint demanding payment for a previous drug deal. Those 3 suspects were arrested that Thursday morning as they tried to leave the property. On Wednesday this week, we learned from the Clallam County Sheriff's Office that their investigators, with the assistance of OpNet, arrested a man they believe was the ringleader in that attempted robbery. Detectives learned that 37-year-old Corey Blake of Port Hadlock directed the 3 suspects to commit the robbery on his behalf to satisfy an unpaid debt. Criminal charges were filed in Clallam County Superior Court, and an arrest warrant was issued to arrest Blake. On Tuesday, OpNet and Clallam County deputies located Blake at an apartment in Kent. With the assistance of Kent Police Department, Blake was arrested and booked into the Clallam County Jail for first-degree burglary, first-degree robbery. Both charges included 2 firearm enhancements. Peninsula College a step closer to starting a dental hygiene program at its Port Angeles campus. Washington Senator Patty Murray has secured $1.9 million in federal funding to go toward establishing the program. Peninsula College President Susie Ames says that infusion is what the college needs now to move ahead.
And so this was the linchpin that now allows us to go through the arduous accreditation process. So we can submit our curriculum, we can say money's coming from Congress, and we're on our way. So we are shooting for fall of 2025.
The college has been trying to establish a dental hygienist program for the last couple of years. However, it's a tight window to get that accreditation.
We had to show that we'd secured the money to turn what is now an empty classroom to a dental clinic. So now we're able to fill out the application and submit it, which we hope to do in a matter of weeks, and then actually start the construction of the dental clinic. And then the accreditors will come and do a site visit once the lab is built and the equipment's installed. but they only meet twice a year. So there is this window in April to submit the application, and that is the window in order to start the program in fall of 2025.
AIM says there's a need locally for this program. Local dentists say they have openings to hire hygienists. The nearest program is at Pierce College. The Makah tribe at Nia Bay will get another infusion of federal money to support an ocean data and mapping program there. Another $289,000 now coming to the tribe, bringing a total to $500,000 for the project. The Makah plans to execute regional ocean planning initiatives by increasing its mapping capabilities and allowing an ocean mapping specialist to continue providing data and mapping support. Ultimately, the tribe hopes to use the initiative to better protect its coastal areas and culture in the face of climate change. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration announced about $754,000 in this latest round of funding to support 3 federally recognized tribes' participation in regional ocean partnerships as part of President Biden's Investing in America agenda. The funds will support activities on both the east and west coasts to manage ocean and coastal resources. In other news, the city of Port Angeles will host a special ribbon-cutting ceremony at the newly improved Volunteer Field on Friday. The facility at the corner of West 18th and South L Streets has been updated with new synthetic turf on the infield, providing a durable and weather-resistant playing surface for youth baseball and should help to minimize the number of rainouts. Now, the ceremony Friday will take place in between the Port Angeles junior varsity and varsity baseball games versus La Jolla. As part of the events, Eric Floodstrom, a community partner whose support was instrumental in the project, will have the honor of throwing the first pitch to his son, Luke Floodstrom, catcher for the varsity team for PA. The JV game starts at 10 in the morning. The ribbon cutting is scheduled from about noon to 12:30. The whole project received $180,000 in donated funds, labor, and equipment. Additional funding came from $50,000 out of the city's real estate excise tax money, $60,000 from city lodging taxes, $60,000 from Clallam County lodging taxes, and a $350,000 youth athletic facilities grant from the Washington Recreation and Conservation Office. Total cost of the project was about $700,000. State lawmakers on both sides of the party aisle are applauding the supplemental capital budget that now has been signed into law in Olympia. Dan Frizzell has more.
The new supplemental capital budget adds more than $1 billion to the spending plan approved last year. That translates into construction and renovation projects in every Washington county, along with thousands of new family wage jobs. That's one reason the capital budget usually gets the full support of Democrats and Republicans in both chambers of the legislature, and this year was no exception. Representative Steve Theringer is longtime chair of the House Capital Budget Committee.
Almost 8 million people live in the state of Washington, and it is our job to address their needs with the dollars we have available. And I think our budget team, in a very bipartisan way, did a good job of addressing those needs. This is a robust supplemental capital budget. It's $1.3 billion in funds for school construction, affordable housing, our state parks, and many needed community projects.
Theringer, a Democrat from Port Townsend on the Olympic Peninsula, added that this year's supplemental capital budget invests almost $100 million in behavioral health care, including efforts to address the state's growing opioid and fentanyl problems. In Olympia, Dan Frizzell.
Well, after 4 decades of public service, State Senator Mike Padden calling it a career. Tracy Ellis tells us more.
The Spokane Valley Republican will not seek re-election to the Senate.
It's been a real honor to represent the people of the 4th District because we've been pretty compatible. I'm able to represent their views, and fortunately, they're pretty close to the same as my views, so that has worked out well.
Padden has been an outspoken opponent of efforts to expand access to abortions.
When the Republicans control the Senate, we were able to move legislation such as parental notification. It seems strange that parents have to give their okay for a kid to get an aspirin at school, but somebody could be whisked away and have an abortion without the parents knowing.
As the longtime Republican leader on the Senate Law and Justice Committee, much of his policy work has concerned public safety. Over the last 40-plus years, Padden has served in the state Senate and House of Representatives as a district court judge and on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. In Olympia, I'm Tracy Ellis.
Ex-Tacoma police officer Christopher Burbank, who was cleared of wrongdoing in the death of Manuel Ellis, has resigned from the Thurston County Sheriff's Office just 2 days after he was hired. Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders announced Burbank's resignation just 48 hours after announcing that he'd been hired. Sanders says the decision came from community feedback and alleged death threats to Burbank's family. Burbank's attorney says he will not be pursuing a career in law enforcement ever again. A jury in December last year found 3 police officers charged in the death of Manuel Ellis, a Tacoma, Washington man who was beaten, shocked, and hogtied face down on the sidewalk, not guilty of all charges in the case. Seattle Public Utilities revealing the cause of the latest false alarm of the Tolt River Dam's emergency system. According to the utilities, the unplanned siren March 27th was accidentally triggered during remote work on the system. The siren caused many residents in nearby Carnation to evacuate. Residents thought they were preparing for a dam failure that would cause catastrophic damage to their community. The Tolt River Dam holds back about 58,000 acre-feet of water, which provides as much as 40% of the city of Seattle's drinking water. A second siren signaling the all-clear was sounded about 20 minutes later on March 27th. SPU owns the Tolt River Dam, says an employee of one of its vendors, Federal Signal, failed to follow procedures by not turning off siren communications while performing the planned work. SPU said it has increased daily inspections at the dam since that incident. This is News Radio KONP.
Is it time for new asphalt paving for your dirt, gravel, or damaged driveway? There's one place to call: Lakeside Industries, the community-minded asphalt paving professionals serving the community since 1982. You see them all around Clallam County working major city, county, and highway projects. Did you know Lakeside does residential and commercial grading, paving, and stormwater too? No asphalt paving job is too small. Just call 452-7803 for a free estimate.
And now a spring greeting from Peninsula Heat.
We hope you're staying warm this spring. Hi, I'm Renee.
Scott. Ian. Kathy. Phil. Will.
Molly.
And we are Peninsula Heat.
Proudly serving Clallam and Jefferson counties since 1996. We look forward to continuing to serve you and keep your home comfortable. We set the standard for quality work and customer satisfaction. When you need us, call 360-681-3333.
Voted the Peninsula's #1 live band, Classic Hits, Black Diamond Junction. Experience those memorable songs. Easy to dance to and easy on the ears. Black Diamond Junction is back.
Catch BDJ this Friday night, 7 to 10 at the Port Angeles Eagles Club. $8 for members, $10 for guests. Checking the weather forecast, cloudy the rest of the day today. Some rain developing a little late this afternoon. Your high's about 50. Cloudy tonight, little rain through the evening. Lows overnight, mid-30s to low 40s. Then cloudy tomorrow in the morning, becoming more sunny through the day with your highs in the low to mid-50s. A partly cloudy Friday night, lows mid-30s to low 40s. Cloudy with a slight chance of rain early Saturday. And highs will be near 50. And then Sunday, partly sunny, maybe a little rain in the morning. Highs will be in the low 50s. Monday, clouds, some rain, highs in the low to mid-50s. Tuesday's looking cloudy with a chance of rain, highs in the mid-50s. And partly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 50s for Wednesday next week. Currently out there right now, we're mostly cloudy across the peninsula. Port Townsend's at 46. It's 50 out west at Forks now. Also 50 in Sequim. 47 in downtown Port Angeles. And out at Fairchild Airport, it's 48.
The following is a paid advertisement.
This is Church Watch, brought to you by LutherCannon.com. The Lone Ranger rides again. Remember that? Well, probably not. That was back when the kids had cap guns, and Bang Bang was something parents smiled at. Rocky and Bullwinkle were still undiscovered stars out in the woods, and Beavis and Butthead, they would hardly make it into a peep show. Yes, move over, America. Something very sinister is going on in Showdom. Gone are the days of Leave It to Beaver, My Three Sons, and Father Knows Best, and in are the days of Sister Wives, NYPD Blue, Family Guy, and many other X-rated productions that have become main fare in far too many of American households, or what's left of them. So what exactly happened to traditional TV and cinema? Well, I'm glad you asked my question. It was in 1966 that Jack Valenti became the head of the Motion Picture Association of America, ending the production code that governed Hollywood morality from 1930 to 1968, and beginning what we know now as the rating system, freeing producers to film whatever they want, and placing the decision to watch or not to watch in your hands, my friend. So then it happened with the 1967 movies The Graduate and Bonnie and Clyde, pushing the line into the bleachers or perhaps into the latrine. And the 1968 movie Easy Rider, trouncing on what was left of the foul line. From there on, my friend, traditional America was going where no man had gone before, and unfortunately, Captain Kirk wasn't there to meet us. No America, no church. Politics will not solve this. Repentance will. For Church Watch, this is Gordon Haddad.
The preceding was a paid advertisement.
Are you ready for a night of adventure and excitement? Join us as we celebrate the 126th anniversary of the Naval Elks Lodge in Port Angeles. Saturday, April 13th from 7 to 11 p.m. For only $45 a ticket, you can get lost in the lodge and discover all its hidden secrets, mysterious rooms, hidden doorways, even a hidden speakeasy or a secret knock will unlock this off-limits room. Experience a fully immersive evening with live entertainment featuring the Jimmy Hoffman Band, Olympic Express Big Band, and jazz and vintage pop artist Ann Britton. Test your luck with a scavenger hunt for prizes and see if you can uncover all the hidden treasure throughout the lodge. This event sold out fast last year, so get your tickets now for Lost in the Lodge at the Port Angeles Naval Elks, Saturday, April 13th. Text the word TICKETS to 360-461-0426 or go to Events at the Elks on Facebook.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Markets closing for the day in about 10 minutes. Let's get a last look at some business news before that happens. It's now 10 minutes in front of 1 o'clock.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Just minutes to go ahead of Wall Street's closing bell, and stocks are on track to end the day sharply lower. That's after oil prices rose to the highest level since October, and the head of the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis said there may be no interest rate cuts at all this year if inflation remains stubbornly high. Right now, the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P all down more than 1% each. Now, just ahead of tomorrow's March jobs report, first-time jobless claims edged higher last week, 221,000 in all, while planned corporate layoffs in March, 90,000, the highest in a year. With reproductive rights increasingly under fire, the CVS drugstore chain says its prescription drug plan, which serves 89 million Americans, will allow access to the O-pill, that's the over-the-counter oral birth control pill, at no cost. And with sales of EVs slowing, Ford will delay the rollout of a big 3-row electric engine SUV by 2 more years. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Spring savings are springing up all over the place, and those savings just keep getting better at Angelus Furniture. Sit pretty in your new stressless seating with $200 off any seating style. From now through May 28th, take advantage of up to any number of seats with $200 off each. And while you're in, check out the new Anna A3 arm in all Paloma leather colors. Stressless by Eckernes, the most innovative, comfortable seating created. Spring savings going on now for a limited time only at Angelus Furniture.
In an emergency, every second counts. That's why at Olympic Medical Center, our emergency department is here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But we understand that emergencies can be overwhelming. That's why we've created 3 helpful videos to guide you through the process. Learn about emergency room wait times, understand trauma care, and discover how to be prepared for your visit. All at olympicmedical.org/ER videos. Olympic Medical Center, caring for you when it matters most.
In Los Angeles, officials in the early stages of investigating a high-stakes heist that occurred at a local money storage facility in the San Fernando Valley over this weekend. ABC's Michelle Fisher has the latest from L.A.
The Garter World facility in Sylmar marked the center of a joint FBI and LAPD investigation, days after thieves broke in and stole tens of millions of dollars on Easter. Officials briefed on the investigation, telling ABC News the thieves got in undetected without setting off alarms through the roof. It's unclear just how much money was taken from Garter World.
Cops really nailed this suspected nuisance, and they had to be sharp while doing it. Here's ABC's Chuck Sievertson.
Many complaints in Hamilton County, Ohio, about carpenter's nails tossed out of a moving car.
Hundreds of dollars worth of cost just to me.
Tom Edwards replaced flats.
Thousands for some other folks.
With special paint and ultraviolet lights, says Springfield Detective Sergeant Jeff Hurd.
We got some of those nails from the store. We colored them with the luminescent spray, took them back to the store, said when he comes, sell these nails to him.
Police say Anthony Dyson, who's done it before, is arrested. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
With just 4 days to go until the next total eclipse, teachers and educators putting their heads together to make the most out of this unique experience for students. ABC's Andrea Fujii with more.
Some schools are canceling classes, while others in the eclipse's path plan some out-of-this-world lessons. In Detroit, students will release a weather balloon to document the event. Indiana's Butler University is recording the sun's corona using special telescopes. In upstate New York, elementary schools have created special curriculums to help kids understand the eclipse.
Oscar-winning actress Olivia Colman has a wicked new movie out this weekend. More on that from ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Get ready for a lot of weird swearing with the film Wicked Little Letters.
It's time you owned up to these letters.
The period piece is based on the true story of a town in 1920s England, rocked by scandal when someone starts writing vicious letters to various villagers. Olivia Colman plays Edith Swan, one of the women unnerved by the poison pen missives, and she tells me the role seemed like a lot of fun.
You know, on the face of it, the butter wouldn't melt, sort of eyelash sort of flapping, pious Christian goody two-shoes, and then to find out behind closed doors there's a whole other thing going on.
Wicked Little Letters is out this weekend in theaters nationwide. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
And a special program today in Memphis for the anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. ABC's Chuck Sievertson with more.
News 5 minutes sooner.
56 years to the day.
The nation tonight is mourning the death of Martin Luther King.
The National Civil Rights Museum hosts an annual remembrance at the Lorraine Motel site in Memphis, where Dr. King on a balcony was shot. In addition to special performances and tributes, this year's commemoration includes performances by winners of the I Am the Legacy High School Poetry and Spoken Word competition. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Everyone has a reaction to the name Elon Musk. He's great. He's not. He's in trouble. He's not. What's the truth? I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by SimpliSafe. Save 20% on a new SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan at simplysafekim.com. A Wall Street guru with a well-known anti-Tesla stance predicted that Tesla will go bust. The stock, he says, will fall to $14. Okay, true that Tesla is feeling the EV vehicle vibe and has seriously cut production and prices. This week, several customers who bought Tesla's so-called apocalypse-proof $82,000 Cybertruck experienced massive failures as they drove off the lot. Some buyers on social media say it's a lemon. So, is Elon in trouble? Well, X is wobbly. EVs are being rejected. But Musk has SpaceX and Starlink, both slam dunks. And his net worth is $195 billion. In the words of Mark Twain, reports of Musk's demise are greatly exaggerated. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. Springtime is all about fresh air, fresh starts, and freshly scrubbed homes. And it's the perfect time to take a fresh look at SimpliSafe Home Security. It's the home security I use and have recommended for years. SimpliSafe offers a comprehensive system that blankets your whole home in protection, like sensors to detect break-ins, fires, floods, and more. Plus, they offer a variety of indoor and outdoor cameras, so it's easy to watch over your entire property. day and night. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get fast emergency response when you need it most. There's no contract, and SimpliSafe even offers a 60-day money-back guarantee. Try it risk-free today. SimpliSafe has already given me and many listeners real peace of mind. It's time for you to have it too. Get 20% off any new system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafekim.com. That's simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Go to simplysafekim.com.
Listening to music is good for you and for your overall health. I'll explain after this.
The Omaha Steaks semi-annual sale is here. Get 50% off site-wide and save on mouth-watering favorites today. Go to omahasteaks.com and shop the semi-annual sale where you can load up on all the delicious flavor you crave at half the price. And when you use promo code QUALITY at checkout, you'll get an extra $30 off your order. Save big on delicious, tender, juicy steaks, big, beefy burgers, and so much more. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code QUALITY at checkout. Minimum purchase may apply.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Whether we're working out, cooking dinner, on a road trip, or even just cleaning the house, having the perfect soundtrack can make all the difference. But we're seeing more evidence that it could also improve your overall health. Researchers looked at the association between making and listening to music, combined with our health and well-being, and they found a positive association. So here's my take on what we can do with this information. Bring more music into your life in any time or environment you can, whether that's getting ready for work or walking your dog. Pay attention to how music makes you feel. If you feel good during or after a song session, do more of it. And those are my doctor's orders. With Your Body, I'm ABC's Dr. Jennifer Ashton.
If you're caring for one of the 16 million Americans living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, you probably have many questions. COPD makes it harder to breathe and worsens over time. As a caregiver, you may juggle many roles. Being connected to the right resources can help. That's why the Learn More, Breathe Better program and Respiratory Health Association created the COPD Caregivers Toolkit. This free toolkit will help you better understand the disease, prepare for doctor's appointments, navigate home life changes, help after a COPD flare-up, and stay mentally and physically healthy through it all. Help your loved one live better with COPD. Visit nhlbi.nih.gov/COPD-caregivers.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. With the deaths of 7 aid workers in Gaza from Israeli airstrikes and a growing hunger crisis, President Biden drawing a line today in a call with Israel's prime minister. In the White House readout, the president says Israel must take concrete steps to address civilian harm and humanitarian suffering. White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby.
If we don't see changes from their side, there'll have to be changes from our side, but I won't preview what that could look like.
The U.S. also urging Israel to finalize a ceasefire and hostage release deal. Israel also facing a widening conflict along its northern border with Hezbollah after the U.S. says Israel carried out a targeted assassination on Iran's top general in Damascus.
Israel bolstering its air defenses and calling up reservists as it braces for a potential attack from Iran or its proxies. That after Iranian leaders promised payback, accusing Israel of killing a top Revolutionary Guard general in Damascus. Israel preparing for all options, including drone or missile strikes directly from Iranian soil. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Crews are working nonstop to clear sections of the collapsed Key Bridge in Baltimore. That includes removing containers from the cargo ship that ran into the bridge. Divers recognized today for their dedication and bravery after rescuing bridge workers shortly after the collapse. Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks is honoring the 4 maintenance workers who are missing and presumed dead.
This really is a very solemn day. It continues to be because what occurred on March 26th is that some family members lost their loved ones who will never come home.
Tomorrow, President Biden visits Baltimore to get a first-hand look. In Taiwan, search and rescue crews working to find survivors after this week's major earthquake. At least 10 people are confirmed dead following the quake. You're listening to ABC News.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
Ceremonies taking place across the country marking the 26th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's, the 56th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's Jr.'s assassination. Bernice King, the daughter of Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King, spoke in Atlanta.
We know the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and Mrs. Coretta Scott King are so critical to the times that we're living in. Very turbulent, troubling, difficult, challenging times.
Another ceremony taking place in Memphis, where Dr. King was fatally shot in 1968. Blue check marks on X, formerly known as Twitter, may be making a comeback.
Certain X accounts that use the free version of the service have seen blue check marks appear on their accounts.
Say, oh, why do I have the blue check mark all of a sudden? And no one seemed to really be aware of this new policy.
Mashable's Matt Binder says company CEO Elon Musk has announced all accounts will get the blue check mark for free if they have 2,500 followers, which are themselves subscribers to the platform.
It's just going to muddy the water even further.
Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
A teacher in rural Tennessee has been named Teacher of the Year. Missy Testerman is a K through 8 English as a second language teacher. She was chosen as Teacher of the Year for her commitment to inclusivity. Testerman will spend a year traveling the country as an ambassador, urging other teachers to become strong advocates for their students and educators. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
End-of-life decisions are hard. Be it pre-planning or sudden loss, you need to have an advocate in your corner, which is why I wholeheartedly recommend Drennan & Ford Funeral Home and Crematory in Port Angeles, the only locally owned funeral home and crematory in Clallam County. Their expertise ensures a smooth process, so you can focus on healing and being with your loved ones. Their help through the darkest time in my life will forever stay with me. Call 360-457-1210.
Caviar Jewelry is freshly restocked with sparkling merchandise and ready to meet your every jewelry need. We have customers coming from Port Townsend all the way out to La Push, and we are so thrilled to be serving the entire Upper Peninsula as we approach our 2-year anniversary. As always, we keep most of our repairs in-house unless laser work is necessary. We offer appraisals, inspection on any jewelry you have, and free cleaning. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 till 6. We look forward to seeing you.
KONP News brought to you by RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate. Outstanding agents, outstanding results, 457-6600. A fourth person's been arrested in the case of last week's home invasion incident in Sequim. In that report, 3 masked men held residents at gunpoint demanding payment for a previous drug deal. The 3 suspects arrested Thursday morning as they tried to leave the property last week. Well, yesterday we learned from the Clallam County Sheriff's Office that they've arrested the man they believe was the ringleader in that attempted robbery. They learned that 37-year-old Corey Blake of Port Hadlock directed the 3 suspects to commit the robbery on his behalf to satisfy an unpaid debt. Blake was arrested on Tuesday in Kent.
Here's your Newsradio KONP forecast. Cloudy skies expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 52. Winds out the west 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight. Slight chance for isolated rain showers. Lows dip down to about 41. Daytime highs approaching 55 tomorrow. Mainly sunny skies. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 49 degrees.
It's the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP. Now, here's Todd.
All right, welcome once again to the program. We're going to switch things up a little bit. It is Thursday. We are doing our business bit segment, but we're going to do it on the front end of the show, not the back end of the show.
I'm going first.
Once in a while, we
First
let
chair
Kevin be
today.
the train and drives this thing for a change. Kevin Holt joins us. He's our business guru. And again, Kevin, your business coach is the way you can get hooked up with him, and you can also peruse the notes that
That's
you
right.
will be hearing about today.
We always put them up there.
Today it's Ghost Job, Zombie Debt, and the Dirty Little Secret of Online Retail.
That's right.
Sounds like a great novel.
It does. In
Yeah.
fact, I'm going to write one. It's Halloween in April with those ghost zombies and dirty tricks. And first we'll start with ghost jobs. Ooh. Well, a short definition would be any job listing that doesn't represent a genuine employment opportunity. But we can break this down into 3 groups, and people looking for work need to pay attention because some of these are very dangerous. But the first ones are the benign ghost jobs. These are things like abandoned listings. The employer did or didn't fill the role, but they're no longer recruiting, and they forgot to take the ad down. So these will still collect resumes, but they may never be seen. The next is duplicate listings. So the employer puts a job listing on their website, and then they post it to some job boards, and then they fill the role, or they don't fill the role, and they take it off their company site, but nobody has the password for Indeed.com anymore. And so it lives out there for a long, long time. And this can also occur with the way job boards work. Some job boards are basically just theft, where they go out and steal other listings or they scrape it off other locations, and they certainly don't maintain them. They're just there to sell ads. So those will live on forever. And then another one, which comes from the e-commerce world, is A/B tests. So HR or recruiters are just testing ad content to see which descriptions yield the best candidates, which headline works, which lists of duties are the most attractive, which benefits really generate the clicks. And so they'll put those out there, and once again, when they're done, well, who's going to go take it down and clean up the mess? Often, no one. So those are not necessarily dangerous, except they're dangerous to your job search because you're thinking that you're doing something, and you're not. The next is what I call the annoying ghost jobs. These have been around since printed classified ads. Salary surveys. I'm trying to keep my people from asking for a raise, so I'm going to post some jobs that don't exist and see how people in the market react. There's also certain jobs that are really high turnover. Outside sales is a great example. So a company will just resume bank. They'll run that job ad in perpetuity just so they can have a list of people to call when the next person bombs out or gets fired or doesn't come in and says, I hate your company and I'm never coming back. So they keep a list on hand of people that they'll call. You might get a job from that, but I don't know if you will, and I don't know if you'll want it when you get it. And I think the The nastiest ones in the annoying category are what we call window dressing ads. And this is especially common with publicly traded companies, where employers post specious job ads to make the company look like it's growing faster than it is. And it's also good for pumping up your stock price just before you sell a few of your inside holdings. So those are the benign and the annoying. Now we'll get into the dangerous. The first classification of dangerous job ads is straight up identity theft. This is more effective when there's a job scarcity and people are really scrambling and trying to get work, and they'll do just about anything to get that job. And so scammers take advantage of that enthusiasm, and they pull in a lot more information than the average person would be asked to pull in. And the thing to remember here is keep your lips sealed until you're sitting down with HR, filling out the paperwork after you have the written job offer. And remember, no legitimate employer wants all that information because it's a huge liability to hold it in your company. And so they're not going to want to know your birth date and your address and your other personal information until you have a job and you've got a folder in HR and there's a place to put it. So if people ask you for information you're not comfortable giving and you resist and they insist, you know you've got a scam.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's your red flag. Yep. And I think if they start asking for anything more than like, how do I get back with you?
Your contact
your email
information
and maybe a phone number is about all they need.
And it's all you ever want to give. Then there's the monetary fraud. Fake job offers manipulate you into sending money.
Of course, to get to the next level sometimes, right? Yeah.
And during the Great Recession, there was a fast food outlet that was charging $20 for job applications because they basically didn't want anybody applying for jobs because they didn't have any. Mm-hmm. But they went about that a wrong way. They did that down in Oregon. Very strange situation. They might say that you've got the job, but you have to pay for your laptop. And we've got them here, but we ask that the employees pay for them. And again, during job scarcity, these are really bad. And then, I don't know if this is dangerous, but it's certainly nasty. It's loyalty testing. Employees will run jobs similar to those they already have, but not showing the company, to see if their existing employees are looking around.
Oh, that's an interesting thing, yeah.
And they can also use it for employee bullying, and I actually worked for somebody who did this way back in the 80s. Didn't do it to me, but one of my coworkers went in to talk about his compensation, and the first thing the guy did was reach in his desk drawer and pick out a bunch of paper and say, these people are all sending me applications to do your job, and they'll do it for less money. Now, what did you want to talk about? Oh, do you miss the 80s?
Yes.
Not really.
Yeah.
So here's some ghost busting strategies for you. Who are you going to call? Well, the first thing you want to do if you're using job listing platforms is you want to use the ones that show you when the job was initially posted. Because if it's been there for 3 years, it's probably not that hot. And again, sometimes there's a difference there, but that's a dead giveaway. You also always want to go to the company website because very few companies don't list jobs on their website.
So even if it's on Indeed.com, it's going to be on their website too. Yeah.
And again, some job boards take those listings from company websites. Of course, they don't take them down when the website does. But and then check the company's LinkedIn profile for more information and contacts so you can actually make it a two-way conversation. I was thinking about applying for your job as a such and such, and I just wanted to make sure you're still taking applications. But here's my favorite strategy, and it really, really works. I have a number of anecdotes about it. We don't have time today, but dump the internet entirely. And this really works now because a lot of companies have job openings, but they can't get any kind of decent candidates. I've had clients tell me, I put a job opening out there, and it's like junk mail comes back, and it takes time. And I just don't have time for it. So the job's there, but they're not promoting it. So if you make a list of the companies you want to talk to and put together a little half-page sheet about you, and you go to those companies and you say, I'd like to work for your company, about a third of them will throw you out. And about a third of them will be real nice to you and then throw away your paper as soon as you walk out the door. But that last third will very commonly say, stay right there, Todd. I'm going to go get somebody to talk to you. And I've had a couple of clients whose businesses weren't performing very well and they needed to get work, and I suggested this. And, of course, they were mortified, but they needed money, so they tried it. And both had that exact experience. The one woman got a job as a medical receptionist. She went into the doc. She had that in her history. She went into a couple of doctor's offices, the usual no thanks or thanks, go away. But there was a nurse at the next place she went, and the nurse said, "Don't move, doctor.
I know what we need." And you're
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And she had a job that afternoon.
So this is a kind of whatever's old is new again.
Yes.
Though. I mean, this is just like how you used to,
That's right.
Gumshoe your way to get a job.
Oh, you'd grab that help wanted sign right out of the window, walk in and say, "I'm your guy. Let's talk."
Yeah.
Okay. And this is another great reason to build your personal business network.
And again, it all comes back to
that's right.
Your number one thing. It's always that.
People make things happen, not internet sites. That's right.
Good advice. All right. Now we're going on to zombie debt.
That's right.
Zombie debt. If getting the job was bad enough.
Now you got to pay the bill.
There you go.
Except maybe you don't have to pay this bill. Zombie debt is debt that came back from the dead to eat your bank account. Dishonest debt collectors and con artists are using zombie debt to trick you into paying money you do not owe. I'm showing Todd a zombie debt letter a client had to me just this week. Rather convincing, isn't it?
Actually, it is. I mean, it looks like, oh my goodness, I owe something here. It's
and
got
if you look
numbers
at the back, they've even got a breakdown for you. And in fact, they'll give you a discount if you pay today.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, here's the thing. You probably don't know it for 3 reasons. First of all, it could be resolved debt. There are collection agents that'll just go back and try to recollect debt you've already paid. And this particular debt was for a pennies charge account. So who knows? They might have already paid it. So these agents will pull this up again and hope that you haven't been keeping track. And you'll go, "Oh, gee, do I need to pay that? I thought I did. Gosh, I'll send you a check." The next one is dead debt. And this is an area where Dave Ramsey and I have a little bit of a disagreement. And some of this information came from his website, by the way. A debt collector might be reincarnating debt that's too old to be collected. Now, rules vary from state to state, but debt doesn't live forever. And if the company closes down and there's no collection action, the debt just goes away. Now, Dave Ramsey says if somebody reaches out to you about that debt, you should pay it because you got the money. It's the right thing to do. And I agree with him if that's the company that reaches out to you. On the other hand, if it's Portfolio Recovery Associates or another one called LVNV Funding from Las Vegas, Nevada, of course, they paid 2 cents for the biggest stack of debt you've ever seen, and then they just make their living collecting whatever they can off of it. So that dead debt is never going back to the person you borrowed it from. So this is where Dave Ramsey and I part company, and I say, no, don't pay those bums. Let them take their 2 cents somewhere else. You might also be asked to pay a debt that belongs to somebody else entirely, and this is really tough for people who have common names. And
you're a Smith or a Jones or something like that.
You're going to get all mixed up, and you've really got to try to figure it out. They contact the wrong people all the time, but you're not responsible for any debt you didn't personally authorize. So again, protect yourself these ways. When they contact you, you get right back to them and you say, "Give me a validation letter. I want to know how much, who is the original creditor," and they do show this on this letter, who the original creditor was. If they say, "Well, we don't have to," or "It's gone," or "We bought it from somebody and now we have the right," say, "Yeah, well, go peddle your papers because I have to have a validation letter, Fair Credit Reporting Act requirement." Dispute it. Send them a certified letter, return receipt requested, signature required, saying, "Not mine. You got it wrong." And then file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission and your state attorney general's office, because if enough of those come in, they will take action. They don't act on your behalf as your attorney, but they will respond to multiple complaints. And then check your credit report once a year so you know what the heck's going on.
Yep.
And you can do that for free. And whenever any of these people call, say nothing. Give them no information, because they'll use anything they get away from you. And again, if it's a dead debt and they paid 2 cents for it and they trick you into paying something on it, that reanimates the debt, brings it back to life.
Yep.
And the zombie
and it starts
can
over again, right? Yeah.
Go after you. That's right. So again, watch out for that. They try to catch you off guard. They send very friendly, very firm letters. But the reality is it's not yours. So finally, we'll wrap it up with the dirty little secrets of online retail. And, you know, it's not just one particular organization, and I'll tell you why I know that in a minute. But in the nearly, and I can't believe I wrote this, in the nearly 30 years we've been using the internet, the tech industry has collected an unimaginable amount of information about how we behave online, and they use that to manipulate us. So here's some examples, and you've probably seen some of those. Beautiful, brightly colored agree and continue when you have to agree to something. They're really bright and easy to find. On the other hand, if you want to opt out or you want to say no, you've got to look around with some grayscale text that's on a black background. It's really hard to find. And they might say, oh, you want to say yes just right here. Oh, you want to say no? Well, do you want to say no to this and say no to this and say no to this and say no to this? And they make you have to do so much work to say no that you'll just say yes to get through it. They'll also use pre-selected check boxes to sneak in little accessory items.
Exactly.
I've
gotten this one before.
Okay, yeah. I ordered something from a cleaning company. It rhymes with thistle. And when my floor cleaner showed up, there was a bunch of accessories and I go back and look, and they snuck those in on me.
Yep.
I wasn't paying any attention.
I got subscriptions of something. I bought a product, but then I got like a support subscription thing with it. Yeah.
Pain. And then they use these false sense of urgency. And this is especially with the real low-life websites. You click on, and there's this giant clock, 7 minutes to get this price. Tick, 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 tick.
It's only 2 left.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when they say there's only 2 left, they will often say, but we have a whole bunch of these. They cost twice as much, but we'll guarantee that you'll get this one. Yeah, they got the I deserve it mentality. Why worry about how much it costs? You're such a good person. Just click this. Get it. Don't worry about it. Or they use social influence features, which are completely fabricated, recommending products based on what other people bought, even if nobody ever bought any of it. So they also, and I've seen this twice now, and I just chuckle, these are called unattractive alternatives. One site offered customers a discount for signing up for promotions by giving you their phone number for texts. To turn it down, you have to say, oh, no, thanks. I want to pay full price. Another e-commerce site offered to unlock a list of 80 must-read books for your email address. And if you say no, it says, no, I don't read books. So you have to admit to a very undesirable, this worst one is for a beauty company. If you don't want a discount, you have to press, no, thanks. I don't want to look my best. In order to say
for
no.
some people, that doesn't
no problem
bother
with
me.
that.
I don't
That's
care.
right.
But some
That's
people,
right.
that gets them, well, I don't want to admit that. Right. Yep.
Well, the team that researched this found that, first of all, the items that are most affected by this are clothing, household items, children items, beauty products, electronics, and shoes. They also went through 200 online shopping websites, and these were everywhere. And they found out why they're everywhere, because there are companies that offer prepackaged software that you just plug into your website, and it gives you all these features. And it creates the fake countdown inventory and the fake clock and the fake reviews all automatically. Who needs it? Well, stay away from it. And we're running out of time, but next week, question, are squatters a problem in Clallam County? Depends on who you ask.
Okay. And like everything Kevin has, it usually has a twist to it.
It does.
So tune in next Thursday.
That's
We'll be
correct.
on, I think, the second
At
half of the
1:30.
show at
Very
1:30 next week. And Kevin, it's always got great tips, and you can read all about him at his website, kevinyourbusinesscoach.com, where he doesn't have you opt in, opt out, give him a number, any of that stuff.
I
It's
don't
all
have
for
a
free.
countdown. I've got to get
Well,
one
now
of
that
those
you know where to
software
get one.
packages.
Yeah,
That's
there you
right.
go. All right, Kevin, good to see you. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP.
I understand that as our world becomes more automated, receiving personalized service from a real person is more meaningful than ever. I'm Dan Shappy, and as a farmer's agent, I know a thing or two about how to help you select the insurance you want so you can
protect what matters most.
Call 360-681-0696 to learn more and chat with me, a real person and experienced farmer's agent, today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Red Carpet Car Wash in Carlsberg is always adding to the list of things they provide to keep your vehicle looking brand new. The full detail shop is just one more service to check off that list. Not only will your interior and exterior shine, your engine will sparkle too. Red Carpet is also getting some winter upgrades, including new equipment in the manual bay and new vacuums. Call Kyle today and let him get you scheduled for your red carpet treatment Tuesday through Saturday. 360-461-0826.
The Olympic Game Farm is known for their waving bears and the extremely friendly buffalo. But have you seen the king of the animals? I'm talking about Samson the lion. Because of how close you're able to get to all of the animals, when Samson roars, you can feel it. The lion may sleep tonight, but today, Samson welcomes you to the Olympic Game Farm. Open 7 days a week from 9 till 3. We look forward to seeing you, and we're not lying.
Attention, the new FAFSA form is open. If you're planning to go to college or career training starting in autumn, this is for you. Filling out the FAFSA gives you access to both federal and state student financial aid to help you pay for college or career training. You can meet with United Way of Clallam County's Student Financial Aid Liaison to start the process by emailing collegeaccess@unitedwayclallam.org or calling 360-457-3011 today.
And now a spring greeting from Peninsula Heat.
We hope you're staying warm this spring. Hi, I'm Renee.
Scott, Ian, Kathy, Phil, Will,
Molly,
and we are Peninsula Heat.
Proudly serving Clallam and Jefferson counties since 1996. We look forward to continuing to serve you and keep your home comfortable. We set the standard for quality work and customer satisfaction. When you need us, call 360-681-3333.
Mark Gustafson, Funeral Director for Harper Ridgeview and Squim Valley Funeral Chapels.
The very first thing and the most important thing that I discuss with the family is them and their family, to find out how they're doing and help them through the most difficult time of their life. And I help them all the way from the time that I bring their loved one into my care, all the way to taking care of documents, funeral services, everything. And even after the fact, I'm still there to help them when they need something.
Harper Ridgeview Funeral Chapel and Squim Valley Funeral Chapel, because your loved ones deserve the best.
All right, going to take another break, get caught up at the bottom of the hour with some news and some other messages. When we come back, we're going to be talking about a really unique fundraising opportunity that's happening at Field Hall to help out the Olympic Medical Center Foundation. Award-winning youth pianist in the UW Wind Ensemble will be performing, and that's going to be coupled up with a unique chef's dinner. And we'll learn all about that when we come back right after this.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on News Radio KONP.
Sensitive to dust, mold, or allergens? Breathe easier at McCrory Carpet One, thanks to their Healthier Living installation system that features cleaner installation practices. Their HEPA vacuum system removes the old dust, and a Heathenex antimicrobial treatment is used before they install your new floor. If it's new carpeting in your home, they include their hypoallergenic premium cushion that inhibits the growth of mold and mildew. Best of all, there's no extra charge for this healthier install. Only at McCrory Carpet One.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
The Washington State News Network, I'm Rob Francis. Danish drug maker Genmab AS has agreed to buy Seattle biotech firm Profound Bio Inc. for $1.8 billion in cash. Genmab says the purchase will give the company antibody drug conjugates, including one that's in mid-stage clinical tests for ovarian cancer. The Washington Department of Health has revoked Kennewick doctor's medical license after he admitted to murdering his girlfriend. 38-year-old Michael Smith's mental health counselor and radiologic technologist licenses were revoked. The DOH said Smith will not be allowed to practice in the state of Washington or be able to reapply. He was arrested in July of 2023 after police found 38-year-old Jenna Olafson, also of Kennewick, dead on the back patio of their Kennewick home. And as the growing season gets underway around Washington State, police are reminding drivers about the increased presence of farm equipment using county roads and state highways. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber says drivers should always be especially cautious when attempting to pass farm equipment on the roadway.
A lot of those, like in the combines and the large trailers, they're quite long. So you got to make sure that you have plenty of room to do so. Obviously, make sure you're within a passing lane, that you're not on a hill. It doesn't take that long to pass them, but you just got to make sure you do it in a safe way.
Weber also said farm equipment can have parts projecting outward that are difficult to spot until making a pass, and that large tractors and other machinery do not have the same ability to maneuver like standard passenger vehicles. For more on these stories and others, download the WSNN mobile app. You can also visit our website, WashingtonStateNews.net.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. Cloudy skies expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 52. Winds out the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight. Slight chance for isolated rain showers. Lows dip down to about 41. Daytime highs approaching 55 tomorrow. Mainly sunny skies. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 49 degrees.
All right, welcome back to the program. Going to spend a few minutes now talking about a really interesting and fun benefit concert that's coming up for the Olympic Medical Center Foundation on April 13th, and a bit about your chance to see the award-winning youth pianist Leo Yang along with the UW Wind Ensemble and some other benefit things thrown in as well. We have folks involved in all of this, but first we're going to talk with Bruce Skinner, who's the executive director of the foundation, about this benefit that's coming up on April 13th. Bruce, thanks for coming on, and tell us what you have cooked up at Field Hall on the 13th.
It's actually Terry who initiated this, and I know she'll address that, but on Saturday, April 13th, which is a week from Saturday, we are going to have an outstanding concert featuring Leo, who also is on the line here, but outstanding youth pianist, one of the best in the country, and the University of Washington Wind Ensemble will play together. Tickets are available by going to the Field Hall website or to our website, Olympic Medical Center Foundation.
This is a wonderful opportunity to hear some terrific music, to say the least. I should give the times, too. 5:30 is the show. 4:30 the doors will open on Saturday the 13th. And Terry Correa is joining us as well. Terry, thanks for coming on. Tell us a bit about how this all came about, because you have a connection to our area, but you also have a connection with Leo, too.
Yes, well, I graduated from Port Angeles High School, and I come back and see my mom all the time. She's still in town, and I have a sister in town. And she told me that the newspaper had published an article that the hospital was financially strapped. And so I said, after I talked to her, that I'd be glad to go in and do a benefit concert. And that's where it started. And I got in touch with Bruce, and we've just generated this whole program.
So that also got you with Leo, and Leo's also with us, I believe. Leo, if you're there, I think you are.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Sure thing. We're on a conference call, so I can only see half of you on my line here. So, Leo, you have quite the story as being the award-winning youth pianist. Tell us a little bit about your remarkable career and what you're going to be bringing for us to hear up here at Field Hall on the 13th.
So I've been playing piano since kindergarten, and I think since the 5th grade, I've been performing a lot with Terry and all of her students. We've toured across the East Coast through many states, but I think next week is going to be really special. We're going to we're going to be playing many pieces, some of my favorites like In Suspiro, but the main highlight is obviously Rhapsody in Blue by Gershwin, which is it's just a classic. It's the first time I'm ever going to be playing this, and I'm really looking forward to it, yeah.
We should point out you were the first place winner in the Elite International Duet Competition, and then that got you onto the stage at Carnegie Hall in New York, February of a couple of years ago. So did you ever think that would happen for you?
To be honest, at the time, no, but I think I've grown a lot since then, and I'm really excited to be here.
All right, Terry, back to you. As Leo pointed out, you've been performing together, doing music together for a bit. Tell us a bit about what your journey has been together.
So I teach here in the Durham, Raleigh, RTP area, and I have a studio, and we have a group of high school students who do performances all over the East Coast. And so Leo's the team captain this year. And it's great experience for the students. They play for universities, churches, retirement communities. And it's a good training ground rather than just the end of the year piano recital.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I'm just reading through here. That this is the first I've heard of that approach. So I think that they're giving a recital all the time. Basically, it's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, about twice a month, and then they participate in their own individual contests.
All right, Leo, what's next for you? What's your career path look like? What do you want to do after you obviously you're young and have a lot ahead of you?
Yeah, so I really love music. It's definitely the main thing that I'm looking forward to pursuing, but I'm still I still have some other interests, and as of now, I'm still undecided, but I do have 2 years to think about that. So right now, just music, it means so much to me. It's such a great thing, and I'd love to pursue it in the future. That's what I want to aim for.
Well, I don't know if you've been following what's happened at Field Hall. You're coming up to put this on in a fabulous venue, world class, and it's going to be world class music in a world class facility. So I think a lot of folks ought to come check this out as well. Bruce, a little bit about the wind ensemble part of this too. How is that fitting in with this overall concert?
Yeah, it's Terry early on, when we were talking, said, I'd love to do a piece that would involve a wind ensemble, and she's just dropped that the University of Washington has an incredible wind ensemble. And I knew Brad McDavid, who was the Husky band director, and I knew Brad because involvement in the Sunny Six Scalar Golf Tournament that we produced, the UW Celebrity Classic Golf Tournament. So I called Brad and said, can you make an introduction to the director of the wind ensemble? He did that. And long story short, we have the wind ensemble coming too. And so it's going to be Leo doing a number of solo competitions. There will be a combination of the wind ensemble and Leo. We'll have 6 local musicians who will also participate. And so it's going to, include local and obviously statewide and national participants. We expect it to be a great show. And Terry and Leo, you don't know this, but Todd is an outstanding pianist in his own right. And
okay, great.
Not at that level, but yeah.
He's good.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to hearing you guys play on the 13th. It'll be a lot of fun. Tickets are still available. They range from $35 up to $100. We should point out that Leo and Terry, you've donated you're donating your time to do this, which I think is just wonderful, and your generosity is going to help out the foundation. So all of the dollars raised are going to go right to the foundation. So that's terrific. Now, Bruce, before we get away from this, there's also a second part to this, and that's dinner with the chefs. You want to talk a little about that?
That's correct. There's an opportunity to buy a ticket to the concert and a dinner with the chefs that will feature Michael McQuay from Kokopelli's and Toga Herzog, who used to own Toga's Soup House and Toga's restaurant prior to that. Two incredible chefs, culinary trained, and they're going to put on a very high-end dinner that will be held immediately following the concert at Field Hall.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the menu, and I'll just say it's delightfully. It's robust. How about that for a word for you guys? Tickets are still available. You can do just the dinner. You can do just the concert. You can do the combo. So I'm assuming all of those are still available, Bruce?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Go to your website to get those? How do we do that?
That's correct.
Okay, so go over to the Olympic Medical Center Foundation website, which is omhf.org, and you can buy your tickets for either. Buy it for all of them because it's going to be terrific. Lots of great music, lots of great food, and a wonderful opportunity to spend April 13th. A long evening of great music and some good camaraderie as well to benefit the Olympic Medical Center Foundation. Bruce, thanks as always for putting all of this stuff together and being the conduit of Terry and Leo and then the UW folks as well.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to hearing Leo play. So.
It will be very good because I saw a couple of clips and you will not be disappointed. So safe travels back home, Terry, as you head back over this way, and we'll see you in a week or so. And also, Leo, it'll be great to meet you on the 13th. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thanks, guys. And again,
thanks for having us.
You bet.
Yep.
All the info and tickets are available right now. Just go to omhf.org online. You can also give the foundation office a call if you'd like, and they can set you up at 360-417-7144. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more on our show right after this.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP.
I understand that as our world becomes more automated, receiving personalized service from a real person is more meaningful than ever. I'm Dan Shappy, and as a farmer's agent, I know a thing or two about how to help you select the insurance you want so you can
protect what matters most.
Call 360-681-0696 to learn more and chat with me, a real person and experienced farmer's agent, today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Red Carpet Car Wash in Carlsberg is always adding to the list of things they provide to keep your vehicle looking brand new. The full detail shop is just one more service to check off that list. Not only will your interior and exterior shine, your engine will sparkle too. Red Carpet is also getting some winter upgrades, including new equipment in the manual bay and new vacuums. Call Kyle today and let him get you scheduled for your red carpet treatment Tuesday through Saturday. 360-461-0826.
Here's the truth. Too many are still being denied access to the futures we all deserve. That's why the National Association of Realtors is fighting to make fair housing a reality. We are 1.4 million realtors sworn to uphold a code of ethics that sets a higher standard for fairness in housing than federal law. Together, we'll hold each other accountable until the fight for fair is won. Because this ad won't end discrimination in real estate, people will. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
If it's time for new asphalt paving for your dirt, gravel, or damaged driveway, now's the time to call Lakeside Industries for a free estimate. They've been serving this community since 1982 with city, county, and highway projects, of course. But did you know that they do residential and commercial grading, paving, and stormwater too? Well, they're scheduling spring and summer jobs right now, and no job is too small. Just call Lakeside Industries 452-7803 or lakesideindustries.com.
Did you know that hot water accounts for 15 to 20% of your electric energy use? Hi, this is Clallam PUD. Let's talk about heat pump water heaters or hybrid water heaters. A heat pump water heater uses fans and an evaporator to efficiently extract warmth from the surrounding air, saving you up to 60% on your electric water heating costs. The PUD currently has an instant rebate of up to $900 when using a participating installer, or $600 if you're installing it on your own. Plus, the federal government is offering a $2,000 tax credit. Visit clallampud.net for more information.
Huge savings are going on now at Jim's Pharmacy. The Golden Technology lift chairs are on a BOGO deal. That's right, buy one, get one 40% off of lesser or equal value. That's an almost unbelievable savings. Free delivery and setup within the Port Angeles city limits Monday through Friday and Sequim city limits on Tuesday and Thursday. The BOGO 40% off equal or less value Golden Technology lift chairs is for a limited time only at Jim's Pharmacy, behind the Port Angeles Post Office.
Macy's VIP sale is here. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off the latest spring looks from top designer brands. Plus, get 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase, except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434.
And welcome back to the program. We're going to wrap up with our weekly visit in Bacon Bit Land. That's when our own Amanda Bacon sits down with some famous folks. And if you're a fan of The Office, you're going to like today's episode of Bacon Bits with Kate Flannery.
Kate, you are so awesome. I have always said that the biggest and longest and best con on The Office was people thinking you were a disheveled drunk, because you are actually quite one of the most stunning women in Hollywood. And well done. Well done, ma'am.
So kind. I'm just a little hungover today, but other than that, I'm nothing like Meredith.
Fantastic. Well, we're here to talk about The Prank, which is a new movie coming out. And I just have to say, when you were signing on to be on this, did you know that Rita Moreno was going to be a part of it already, or did that come later?
It came later. I'd worked with the director, Maureen Barucha, on a movie called Golden Arm, which is a female arm wrestling comedy that it's now on Netflix. I love Maureen. I love working with her. She used to be Jimmy Kimmel's director. She's the best. And so the fact that Rita Moreno, I lost my mind. I'm such a huge fan. Rita is an example of joy and hard work and fun and just everything you want to be.
Yeah. Well, and she's kind of a national treasure.
Absolutely. And she's an EGOT. My God.
Yeah, there's that too. So, Kate, tell us about The Prank and tell us about the premise of this, because I feel like even though it has it's a comedy, I feel like this could actually happen in real life.
Absolutely. It's a dark comedy and a horror movie. The Prank is a movie about two high school friends, platonic friends, who are so rattled by a physics teacher that they decide to get back at her. And, the social media and the internet are so much scarier than any prank that I could pull when I was in high school. I play the lunch lady, who's basically the gatekeeper to joy in South Korea. So you better be nice to the lunch lady or you're screwed. But yeah, it's such a great story of revenge and trouble. And but it's also a horror movie. I mean, the audience is cheering and clapping and laughing. Like Rita Moreno she's a phenomenon in this movie. She's never played such an evil character, and it is a joy every second. She is the best.
Yeah. Well, Kate, what drew you to this movie? I mean, you said you've worked with the director before, but was there something in that was it?
Trusted her. Yeah, I trust her. I trust Maureen Barucha. I feel like when you find somebody great to work with and you can continue, you got to do it. I mean, 9 seasons in The Office, like I'm the luckiest person I know.
Yeah, it's that was a pretty great run. So, Kate, what do you hope people get from this movie? Because, like you said, it's a dark comedy and it technically could happen. I mean, is it a cautionary tale, but also like a fun film? I mean, how do you want people to get this?
It's definitely a cautionary tale. I mean, you got to really think hard before you hit send. Do not deal with the internet lightly. But it's also, it's a fun exploration. I mean, most people have had a pretty typical high school. I mean, high school is sort of the common denominator for so many of us. So it's an interesting look back at a crazy time when emotions are high and the stakes are high and, people have, ambitions and a lot of feelings. So, please be careful. Be careful out there with the internet, kids.
Because what happens is ultimately the prank that they're talking about is that they try and start a rumor that this teacher killed someone.
Right.
What a premise. Did you ever talk to the writer about how they came up with this?
No. I think it's such a timely, it's kind of like we're in this age. Actually, one of the writers, Ryan, he was actually a PA on The Office. So crazy that he is now a screenwriter and doing so well, because he was definitely a peon on our show. And he's moved up the ranks pretty quickly.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, what else is going on in your life? I mean, take us through a typical day of Kate, because you're fabulous. And I just want to know what your day is like. See if I can emulate any of it today.
Well, I'm kind of all over the place. I travel a lot. I do a fair number of office fan events, which is so fun. We have the best fans in the world. And I'm doing a bunch of minor league baseball games this summer where I'm throwing out the first pitch. Duck. And then I take pictures for a few hours. So I've got a bunch of those lined up this summer. And I'm working on a cartoon. I recur on a show called KIF. And, things are good. I'm working on a few things I can't talk about yet, but we'll be able to soon. So yeah, it's a blast. I mean, I'm really, really lucky. I'm 59 years old and I just feel like the job for me is to just take care of myself and keep showing up and enjoying everything and be more like Rita Moreno.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably a goal that all of us can have. I think at first we all just want to be like Betty White. And now I think all of us want to be like Rita Moreno. I would love to EGOT.
No, right? I mean, come on, Anita, West Side Story. Are you kidding me? Woo! Incredible.
Well, Kate, you also are absolutely incredible. I mean, what got you into this field? I mean, what made you want to do the acting thing?
Well, I wanted to be a child star, and my mom decided that was not going to work for her, and or work for me. She was appropriately protective, I think, because I think being a kid actor is tough. It's tough to transition to an adult, and no matter how talented you are, it's hard to feel like those normal experiences. So yeah, I always wanted to do this, and luckily, the universe conspired to not give me my first big break until I was 40. So luckily, I still waited tables when I kept my restaurant job through the first season of The Office because I didn't think we were going to get picked up. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. That show is, I mean, I know that you hear this daily and hourly, I'm sure, but is one of the greatest shows that was ever on television. That is one of those shows that I can sit and rewatch over and over and over and over and still laugh and still find something new every time.
Absolutely. It's really, it's so smart and so funny, and I'm so proud of it. And I just love the way kids plug into it now. And it just feels like it has new beginnings all the time.
Well, and it makes some of the greatest memes either. I mean, my best friends and I either were responding to each other in Office memes or Creek memes. Like those are the two that we just go to.
I loved Creek. I watched that when I was on tour with Dancing with the Stars. I just devoured that show. Catherine O'Hara, she's amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, she truly is. Well, and that brings me to the dancing. I mean, who knew that you had this amount of talent in dancing?
I didn't know. I was 55. I was so out of shape. I would say I joined Dancing with the Stars because I was too cheap to join a gym.
Well done.
I had the best partner, though. Pasha's an amazing teacher. He and his wife, Daniela, are 7-time national champs. They're Blackpool international champs. They're the real deal. I mean, I had no business dancing with this guy. It's insane. But a great teacher and a great soul.
Oh, man. Kate Flannery, the prank is out March 15th. You are amazing. And I jumped out of my chair with joy when I heard that I got to interview you because I absolutely adore you. And thank you for all that you put into this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. You're so sweet. Take care. Bye-bye. Appreciate it.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP.
Stick out your tongue and say, it's the craziest thing you ever saw. Here at Olympic Game Farm, they say howdy with a wave of a paw. Now it's hard to steer clear of the elk and the deer when they pop in to say hello. They've got lions and tigers and bears. Don't forget about the buffalo. It's impossible to stay calm. So come out with your dad and your mom. Canine and feline, you'll find us online at onlygamefarm.com.
Your community-minded friends at First Fed bring you the Community Corner, highlighting good things happening right here in our area.
This Saturday, the NPBA has their big Future Builder Surplus Sale at the Clallam County Fairgrounds. If you're looking for materials for your next home project, this surplus sale is a must. Get to the fairgrounds early for best selection, as items tend to sell out fast at the Future Builder Surplus Sale this Saturday, noon to 3 p.m. And if you're interested in learning more about your septic system, the Clallam County Environmental Health Department can help. They're holding 2 free Septic 101 classes this month. On April 9th and 25th, learn everything you need to know about your septic system from local health experts. Then on May 9th, their Septic 201 class will teach you how to inspect your own septic system. The classes are free. Call 417-2258 for info.
Community Corner, presented by First Fed.
Do you have an old wood stove or fireplace insert? Did you know that there are new rebates available now that make it affordable to upgrade to an energy-efficient appliance? Clallam and Jefferson County residents can get up to a $2,000 rebate through the Wood Smoke Reduction Grant from the Washington Department of Ecology. Go to orca.org. That's orcaa.org for more information on the wood stove replacement program, or email info@orca.org. Brim Tractor is excited to announce the opening of our new store in Sequim along 101 in Carlsberg at Hooker Road. Brim Tractor brings a full lineup of Bobcat equipment to the peninsula, including Bobcat tractors, zero-turn mowers, and Bobcat excavators, as well as skid steers and compact track loaders. We are currently looking to add to our team diesel mechanics and a service manager for the new Sequim location. Are you ready to join Brim? Brim is a family-owned company serving the Puget Sound since 1966 with an entire team of professional sales, service technicians, finance experts, and knowledgeable parts and accessory staff to support you. If you are looking for your next opportunity as a diesel mechanic or service manager, Brim Tractor in Sequim has openings right now. Apply online on our website at brimtractor.com/careers. That's brimtractor.com/careers. See you at the new Brim Tractor store along Highway 101 in Carlsberg.
Voted the Peninsula's #1 live band, Classic Hits, Black Diamond Junction. Experience those memorable songs. Easy to dance to and easy on the ears. Black Diamond Junction is back.
Catch BDJ this Friday night, 7 to 10 at the Port Angeles Eagles Club. $8 for members, $10 for guests.
News, sports, and information for the North Olympic Peninsula. We're News Radio KONP, Port Angeles, Sequim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Nearly 6 months after the Israel-Hamas war began and days after 7 aid workers were killed by Israeli airstrikes, President Biden drawing a line in a phone call with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, demanding Israel take concrete steps to protect civilians or risk a change in U.S. policy toward Israel. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, speaking in Brussels, says the president also called for an end in fighting.
He underscored as well that an immediate ceasefire is essential to stabilize and improve the humanitarian situation and protect innocent civilians, and he urged Prime Minister Netanyahu to empower his negotiators to conclude a deal without delay to bring the hostages home.
In Baltimore, work continues to clear large steel sections of the collapsed Key Bridge after a cargo ship hit it last week. President Biden travels to Baltimore tomorrow. 2 legal setbacks for Donald Trump in separate criminal cases. A Fulton County judge rejected attempts by Trump's attorneys to dismiss charges in the Georgia election interference case. And in Florida, the federal judge overseeing the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case turned down a Trump request for a dismissal based on Trump's claim of immunity under the Presidential Records Act. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
Trump's attorneys have argued that the classified documents case should be dismissed because they've claimed he had the unfettered right to keep for himself the papers he deemed personal. But Judge Eileen Cannon has now rejected Trump's request for dismissal before trial based on that argument. Separately, she's rejected prosecutors' demand that she make a broader ruling on the records question so that they could then appeal it. Cannon called that request unprecedented and unjust.
A hearing is underway in the Idaho College murder case. Attorneys for defendant Brian Kohberger are asking for a change of venue, claiming the jury pool is biased. And jobless claims ticked up last week, 9,000 more Americans filing for first-time unemployment than the week before. You're listening to ABC News.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way